Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Wilhelm Scream, and welcome back to another day in Destiny 2 for some more Destiny 2 news and Beyond Light 30th Anniversary Edition Intel. And in today's video, I'm going to be taking you through this week's Grandmaster Nightfall, which once again is the Lake of Shadows strike. This is probably the best strike if you're looking to farm Ascendant Shards or other materials like Enhancement Prisms or even Enhancement Cores before we actually get to the Witch Queen. Also this week, available in the Grandmaster, is the Adept version of the Palindrome and the Swarm. The Palindrome being, of course, the hand cannon that is very sought after because it's super meta, especially at the moment. And the Swarm is probably not as sought after, but is still a good heavy machine gun to have around. And if you don't have it, it's fun for at least the collection standpoint. So for this strike, like I said, it is very quick just to run it normally, but there are a few little cheeses and a glitch that will make it even faster. This is by far the best farm when it comes to Grandmasters in general, which are of course one of the hardest endgame activities, but also just as a farm for those things like Ascendant Shards. If you are willing to do this at the Grandmaster level, I would actually suggest, if you're just going for Ascendant Shards or maybe just normal loot without the Adept versions, to maybe just do it at a Master level. That's probably the quickest farm. The first cheese I want to talk about is for the Blights. It's kind of a cheese and a glitch here. If you do the Blights in reverse, so if you take out all the enemies till you get to the third Blight, and then take out the third Blight first and then move your way backwards, you will not actually get different waves of adds to spawn in. You'll just have to deal with the ones that are already there. Also, interestingly, you can stand on top of the Blights because right in the middle on top, there's actually no damage zone there. You're sort of in between where the bubble created by the Blights are and outside of it. You can stand on top of them, do damage while you're standing on top, and this also shields you from all the damage that would be coming in from the sides because you're effectively in the bubble without actually taking damage from the bubble. So it's a good little thing to know. Like I said, do them in reverse if you're doing this for solo. If you're doing this in a group, you might not need to do this if you're doing this at lower than Grandmaster level. But even for a group, especially an inexperienced one, you'll just get a lot less adds. So it really is worth it. Overall, though you're kind of backtracking a little bit, it takes less time. You will get some adds after you defeat the third one, but only the ones towards the end. So once you're done with that, you can just move forward and make your progress as normal. Make sure you get the checkpoint. Sometimes if you don't actually hit it where that little diamond appears, you might have to come back this way again. But most of the time, as soon as you destroy the third Blight, or in this case the first Blight, it should register. This section can be a little bit troublesome if you're doing it at Grandmaster, but I would suggest just hold out on the sides. Maybe this is a good time to use a super. And the next real big glitch that is very unique and specific to this strike that I think also makes this one of the best farms, or at least makes it an even faster farm, is the one I'm going to be showing you here. Now, once you get to this part where you actually enter what would be, I guess, the dam, you'll make your way, of course, to the different areas where there's stairs down. You'll go down a set of stairs, different sets of stairs, fighting enemies. Then you'll make your way out to the sort of, I guess you'd call it the bridge area. You'll encounter a couple of different champions there. And that bridge area is really difficult because there's just so many different snipers, and two of the champions themselves are snipers. So if you can bypass that, it really, one, saves a lot of time. Also, hopefully, if you're doing this at Grandmaster, a lot of revives. So just go down this section as normal. You're going to have to do this if you're doing it solo. If you're doing this with a team, you could actually just send two teammates down the stairs, and the third teammate could go and do what I'm going to do at the end of this. But you need to at least come down the stairs and kill the 2 champions that you'll first find out on the bridge before you can actually progress. These 2 champions are going to need to be killed. So kill the 2 at this door. And then if you're doing it solo, you'll backtrack up the stairs again. And because you can now leave a sparrow just sitting in a place and it won't just disappear on you, you don't actually have to go back quite as far as you used to. You can just leave a sparrow sitting right here, like I did. You'll hop on the sparrow, and then you'll move your way over to the left side of the stairwell. Down till you see this sort of graded fence here. It's the first level right down as you enter. And you're going to push your sparrow right up next to the fence, as closely as you can get. And it might take a couple of tries to do this, but most of the time you'll be able to get it on the first try. And then you're just going to dismount and hold left. As you can see, I missed it on the first try. It can get a little dark in this space, but just right up against the fence, dismount, and you'll glitch through the fence, and now you're out of the map. Now what this is going to allow you to do is bypass that whole bridge section. Now I would actually suggest just sending 2 people in to do this, because there are a few little things that you're going to need to know to actually get this trick to work properly. You'll make your way over to this area, and there's this graded panel skylight here. You're going to jump over and down it. It can get a little bit tight. It's a little bit troublesome to try to jump through that skylight. So the trick is that you don't actually want to hit the edges of the buildings surrounding the skylight. You want to just jump right up and fall down through the skylight. You don't want to try to touch anything around it, because there's a very small area there, but if you touch any of the ledges and try to slide in, you'll get stuck. Once you fall through the skylight, you're essentially on the other side of the bridge. You'll notice there's no enemies spawning in. That is because you actually have not triggered the enemies to spawn in this area. And the way you do that is you have to actually kill the 1 yellow bar, not the champions, but the yellow bar that's on the opposite side of the bridge as you would enter it normally. So there's that 1 champion that just sits there at the very end, right before you re-enter the dam. That's the only enemy you have to kill to get the enemies to spawn into the dam so that you can actually progress. Though you can actually walk to the boss room this way, you will not be able to fight the boss. The boss will not spawn in, none of the other enemies will spawn in, and you'll actually die right as you enter the boss room. So, in order to be able to actually complete the strike, you have to kill this 1 yellow bar enemy. Once he's dead, then you can take your time killing the other champions that will be on the bridge. If you're going for that adept version, you have to kill at least most of the champions. You can leave 1 champion alive in order to get the adepts. But because 2 of the champions actually spawn on this side of the bridge, you'll actually be closer to them. So it's a little bit easier and you won't have to worry about getting booted off the edge. The 1 champion that I would suggest maybe leaving is the 1 sniper that is sitting up on the top. You'll have 3 right here in this area, and there'll be 1 up on top of there. You can leave that 1 alive. It's the furthest away at this point, and it's a sniper, so it's a little bit of a pain. But the other ones will be kind of right on top of you as you exit once you kill the yellow bar enemy. Once you re-enter the dam, all the enemies will now have spawned in, and you can just do this whole thing normally. Some people do like to just skip on a lot of this, and they bring a hunter with them for invis, and they just kill these enemies right here before you enter. There's a couple more yellow bars that I think you might need to kill. But they essentially can just skip through most of this part. There's the 1 wizard at the next room that you will have to kill in order to progress through the door. But that's really the only enemy, and once you get to the boss, if you've killed all the champions at this point, you'll be ready for an adept. So this whole section you can just do as normal, or you can skip as much as you want if you are on a hunter with invis. The final little cheese I'm going to share with you is for the actual boss room itself, and it'll really only be viable if you are doing this solo. Bungie did say that they buffed this strike a little bit. The boss may be a little bit stronger now, but it's really going to be the same method to killing the boss as you normally would have used, where if you've done this strike at least once before, which I'm sure most people have, just throw a well down or a bubble and have everybody just hammer the boss with swords. That'll be the fastest way to actually kill them. But if you are doing it solo, that you might not have enough DPS in one wave with a sword and a bubble. Though I might suggest still doing that. You're going to need at least an exit strategy in case you need to just pick down that extra little bit of health and you don't want to get swarmed by all the adds and the boss damage at the same time. So, as you enter the boss room, to the right, you'll notice this orange wire sort of hanging out of the wall. You can actually jump on top of that wire so long as you jump on this little box first. You kind of want to get right on the edge so that you have enough height, and then up is very easily done on a warlock. And then you'll jump up and to the left and onto this ledge where if you're crouched, you will not take full boss damage. And I say that because you can still take a bit of boss damage. But if you're on a Titan, you could put up a shield. If you're on a warlock, you could put down a well, getting a little hoarse. But you can stay out here at least for a little bit. There's another spot on this side of the map that you can also stand up on, but it's really not that great because you're exposed. Whereas on the other side, you can crouch and you still won't get as much damage. So if you've done your bubble or your well and you've gone at the boss with swords already, but there's a little bit of health left, you can go up to that corner. Or you might just find it easier to hold out on that ledge if you are doing it solo for the extended period. But that is going to be it for all the information in today's video. Hopefully you get yourself an adept version of the palindrome. I know everybody wants one. Rounding out the end of the season here really quick, Ascendant Shards are always something you want in full supply, heading into a full new year of content, which is very exciting. If you did enjoy this video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe to the YouTube channel and turn on all post notifications, that bell that's right next to the big red subscribe button if you're interested in more Destiny content like this. You can follow me on Instagram or Twitter. Those things will all enter you into any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. The last one was at 55,000 subscribers. We've actually just passed that, so I'll still enter anybody for this video into that 55,000 subscriber giveaway, but we're going to be doing another one at I think every 1,000 subscribers we're going to give something away, and maybe slightly bigger ones every 5,000. And I do have a really big giveaway I want to do when I reach, a higher level, maybe 100,000. That would be something else. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but hopefully maybe one day. So for any future giveaways, including the past one, remember to like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram or Twitter. You can also leave a hashtag BeyondLight or a hashtag 30th anniversary in the comment section down below. That'll give you another entry into this or any future giveaways on this YouTube channel. And remember those secret hashtags, they stack between all videos. So if you haven't done that on a previous piece of content on this channel, you can always go back and do it again. And as always, I'm Wilhelm Scream. Of course, we will see you next time. Little.